Hey yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over how to make a basic jet airliner in the world of Stormworks. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay guys, so this type of aircraft will be a 2, 3, or 4, or even 6, or even how many jet engines you want to add to it aircraft. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do a roughly 20 meter plane. So we're just going to go ahead and drag forward 10 blocks and then back 10 blocks. So this is not a tutorial how to build the fuselage and stuff. This is how to build the mechanics of it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make the platform about 9 wide, I think this is. So we're going to go ahead and grab 2 compact pilot seats. We're going to put them side by side. You could either do 3 blocks in a gap or 1 block in a gap or even more. But my suggestion is 1 to 3. That's what works best for me. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and grab a jet turbine intake, and we're just going to place it down right here. We're going to grab a jet compressor, this one, we're going to grab a combustion chamber, and this one, as well as a turbine. And we'll place it right here. So to make these work, it has to be in this exact order right here. So the intake, the combustion chamber, or sorry, not the combustion, the compressor, then the combustion chamber, then the turbine. So this is going to be a auxiliary battery, or sorry, not auxiliary battery, I meant a auxiliary power unit, or APU as short. But basically it's the backup generator to start the engines. It's not mandatory to use it in Stormworks, but in real life, yes, it is mandatory, unless you have a GPU, which is a ground power unit, which is similar, but it's just like a generator on a cart. Okay, so this right here is not going to produce any thrust. It's only going to be a generator that we use on the ground. So this is for a more realistic startup than just a regular jet. It's not really a necessary thing to have, but it can be simulated. It can help with simulating a plane. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to grab a robotic pivot, this one right here. So normally on a plane, you're going to want to put it on this type of pivot to fold it in the landing gear, but we're not going to use it like that. We don't have to fold the landing gear for this, so it's going to not fold away. So this is going to be the landing gear right here, so we're just going to place this here, then a piston on top of it for suspension. It's not mandatory to have suspension on the plane in Stormworks, but it does really help with a smooth landing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and simply grab these wedges right here, and we're going to drag them back just to over here. And now we're going to simply delete all these half wedges. So we're just going to delete just along like this, just like that, until we reach the end. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to simply drag it back 3 to 4 blocks like this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drag this 4 across. Then we're going to grab a 1x4 wedge, and we'll just simply drag it back like this. Okay, now a couple blocks away, we're going to go ahead and delete a few of these, just like this, and we're just going to fill it in just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete these wedges right here, just like this, so that we can make room for a wing block. So we're going to go ahead and fill our wing block within the plane itself, the plane wing itself. So we're just simply going to delete along right here, just like this, all the way across. So it is helpful to have a lot of wings for slower speeds, which are easier for landing, and we'll just place them along like that. So let's go ahead and now fill in the wings. So we're just going to drag along like this, just like that, and there we go, we have a wing. Okay, so back here, we're going to go ahead and elevate this a little bit. So let's go ahead and just build up a little bit of a wall. So this usually would be up in the top of the tail where it's slanted back, but this is going to be just a simple plane, and it's not really going to look like a plane, but we're just going to go ahead and make the vertical stabilizer and horizontal stabilizer. So these are the main wings. the back wings, which are essential, will host the horizontal stabilizer, which controls pitch, which, if you don't know, pitch is for tilting forward and backward, just like this. Like if you bob your head up and down, that'll be in a pitch motion. Now, what's going to be next is on the wings, there's going to be ailerons, which control roll, which if you roll your head left to right, that would be a rolling motion. Now, so we're going to go ahead and make the horizontal stabilizer really quickly. So let's go ahead and just simply build back just like this. So it's normally like a third the size of the main wings, a third or less. So we're going to go ahead and simply just build this really quickly. So let's grab these 1x3 fin rudders, and we're just simply going to slant back at a 1x6 rate. So every 6 blocks, it'll go back 1 block. And there we go. So we'll just delete these last ones and place them like that. So that's our horizontal stabilizer, which controls pitch. Now we need to build our vertical stabilizer, which we will build off of this. So we're going to slant this back at a 1:6 ratio. So how we're going to do it is we're just going to build up just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and build forward a couple blocks just like this with the wedges just like that. So actually normally our vertical stabilizer is a lot taller. It's about I think it's like the distance from the center of gravity to the back of the plane divided by like times 0.75, so it's 25% shorter the distance of here to here. So we're just going to go ahead and build up 6 more blocks and then call it good. So let's go ahead and place these right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and build forward a few blocks just like this. Okay, then these wedges we're just going to slant down just like this. Alright, there we go. So you can build the vertical stabilizer like this. Now the horizontal stabilizer, if you wanted to do a T-tail, you would put this on top of here, kind of like on what I have for my C5 Galaxy. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to grab suspension. These we'll do right here. We're going to go ahead and build them down 2 blocks so they match the height of the back wheels. And you're basically just going to want to place them in the location between the engines and the wing, or the fuselage. So they're in between the engines and the fuselage. Okay, so we're just going to grab a simple wheel. We'll go with the large landing wheel, or landing wheel. And we're going to place them here. So, since the center of gravity is a little bit far back, we can go ahead and grab a battery, 2 medium, these right here, and we're going to let me go ahead and grab some weight blocks and even this out a little bit, just like this. Okay, so now that the center of gravity is mostly on the wheels, but still slightly forward. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build the engines for the propulsion of the actual vehicle. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply build down a couple blocks just like this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave it at 1 block above. So these right here are called pylons. So these can hold either missiles for fighter jets, extra fuel tanks and all that, and engines. So I'm going to go ahead and build a caseless engine. So there's not really going to be a case around it. It's just going to be the bare parts of the jets. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to build a turbofan. Well, I don't know if that's really the right word for that, but it's going to power the large jet intake. So we're going to go ahead and build 1 block below the main pylon. So this right here is going to be the top of the jet parts. So we're going to place a small intake right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab a jet compressor. We're going to place it here. Then a combustion chamber. So we'll place this right here. Then finally a turbine medium. Okay, then finally after that we're going to place the exhaust. So you can do afterburners, but I would not suggest it. It's very, very much less fuel efficient. Okay, so it basically just burns extra fuel, if you guys were wondering. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab the jet turbine medium. We're going to face the arrows backwards. We're going to put the actual, I guess, power input on the top. We're going to have a jet intake large, and we'll just simply place it right here. Actually, you know what? So I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here, but I did accidentally break into the pylon space, but we'll leave it as is for now. So we're going to go ahead and delete this. We're going to go ahead and just leave this right here. So this is going to be the jet engines of the actual aircraft. So we're going to leave at least bare minimum of 1 block of space for the engines to be off the ground. So another thing I forgot to do was add wing blocks to the actual horizontal stabilizer. So what this does to add wing blocks onto here is it basically just makes it less sensitive, which makes it easier to land. So we'll just go ahead and place one here, as well as I think we could place one right here. Yes, we do have room for that. Okay, so you're going to want to add your ailerons, which are usually the medium control surface, the small control surface. So how you do them is on the right side you have to do the positive arrow up, and on the left side negative arrow up. So a trick I like to do is I go to the left side of the wing, I go ahead and place it with the positive arrow up, so the right side, then I turn mirror mode off, I delete the left side, then I flip it, and then I turn mirror mode back on, and there we go. So then the horizontal stabilizer, it should be a positive arrow down, and then I don't remember what this one was, but this is supposed to be for yaw. So if it is inverted, we'll go back and fix that. Alright, so for the landing gear, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab a clamp. This will clamp our number, so we're going to go ahead and go into it. For a minimum value, it must be -0.7 and max value of 0.7. So this will limit it so we don't accidentally break the landing gear itself. So now that we did that, we're going to go ahead and grab a throttle lever right here, and we're just going to simply place it down. Okay, we're going to go ahead and change this to, with a max value of 25. Okay, now we're going to grab a PID, 3 of them, and we're just going to simply place it right here, as well as here, and there's one over there with mirror mode on. Okay, let's go ahead and grab a constant on signal. So we'll place it by every PID, just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and connect it to here, as well as here. Okay, and we will connect this to here. Okay, so now we're going to grab one more thing. That is a clamp. So we're just going to place it by every single PID, like last time, just like this. So actually you don't really need one for the back. So we're going to change all the numbers to 101. The integral is the only number that you will change for all 3 of them, and you're just going to simply change it to a 0. Okay, so now you're going to want to add a clamp value, so minimum of 0.01 and a maximum of 1. That's what you're going to want to do for every single clamp. So minimum value, not negative, but 0.01. and a max value of 1. So we're going to go ahead and connect this up. So this will go through the clamp to the throttle. Same with over here. This will go through the clamp and to the throttle. Okay, we're going to grab our RPS and put this through process variable. Same with over here. Okay, so this will go RPS, and there we go. Then our set point will be the throttle lever, just like this, and we're going to name this RPS controller. Okay, so what this is it controls the RPS from 0 to 25. Okay, now we're going to grab a push button, this right here, and we're going to have this as starter. Okay, we're going to go ahead and connect this to right here, and we're going to connect it to one other thing which we still need to set up. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a piece corner, my bad. Okay, and you're just going to place it right here. So there's a total of 4 sides, and 2 on the side, and 1 here, and 1 on the bottom. Okay, you're going to grab a generator. Alright, let's place it sideways, and a motor. This one right here. And then finally, this right here will go forward. Oh, let's go ahead and straighten this out. Alright, let's go ahead and make this face forward. And this will go to here, so let's make this go sideways. And it'll go all the way up. Okay, this will be your fuel tank. So you're going to have to connect this to your fuel tank, wherever you place it. So we're just going to go ahead and place it right here, just for the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, we're going to connect this up really quickly. Okay, this will be jet fuel. Same with this. And then for back here, we're just going to have a separate tank, so we don't have to build a pipeline. But normally you would want to have a pipeline. So we're going to go ahead and connect this to here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drag this back. Oh, actually, we need to go up 1 block. Okay, we're going to drag this back. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drag this forward all the way up to the front. So let's drag this to here, and let's go ahead and put this into fuel. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make this go up a block. So we're going to go ahead and delete 4 blocks. So we're going to go up a block, and just like this, we're going to go ahead and put a gearbox. So a gearbox is essential for this kind of engine. If you're going to have a combi or a combination of this and this, but if you're just having a regular jet engine with none of this, then you don't need a gearbox. Okay, so what the gearbox is it's going to go ahead and speed up the front engine right here, which this right here produces thrust, and it'll make this more efficient and more powerful. Well, actually it won't increase the power, but it'll increase the efficiency by a lot. So we're going to have to actually build sideways for this. So we're going to have to build out 1 block, and then we're going to have to curve it just like this. Actually, we do need to curve it down because it will hit the roof otherwise. Now, if we had the other gearbox, it would have been a lot easier, but the devs did remove that. But you still can get it through XML of other vehicles. So that's nice. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put this at a ratio of 3 to 1. The arrows will face to the original engine that's on. So now that we have that covered, we're going to go ahead and grab a numerical switch box. This one right here, and we're going to place it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab a constant number, and we'll place it near this. Okay, this will go to the on value. Same with over here, which is right here. Okay, we're going to change the constant number to 1, just like this. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and connect this to the electric motor, just like this. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and connect the starter button, which is a push button, to the switched signal, which that will actually give us a quicker starter time. So let's go ahead and connect everything up now. Okay, let's go ahead and connect this up with electricity. Okay, there we go. Now that we did that, we're going to go ahead and connect the signals. So A and D will go to the ailerons, which control roll. Okay, W/S, W and S will control pitch, which will go to the vertical stabilizer controls, which are on the horizontal stabilizer, I meant to say. So let's just simply connect them up just like this, all the way across. Now we're going to go ahead and connect left and right, the left and right arrow, to the vertical stabilizer, which controls yaw. So let's just connect it up like that, and there we go. Next thing, which I forgot to do, is you're going to want to grab 2 threshold gates. Okay, one will be minimum, or one will be low of 1, and one will be high of 1. The other one will be -1 and -1. Okay, this will be connected to up and down, the up and down arrow, and that will control the throttle. So I believe this one is the one. So the one with 1 and 1 will go to the up, and the one with -1 and -1 will go to the down. Basically, this will help you control the throttle value while landing so it's easier to land. So let's put that at third person, or not third person, my bad. 30 degrees. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and name this jet. Oh, not jetty. Jet aircraft. Aircraft. Geez, why do I keep typing Y? Jet aircraft example. Okay, let's go ahead and save it. Okay, let's go ahead and spawn it in. Alright, here it is. So, it's roughly evened out. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start it up and go for a flight. So let's put the RPS at 3. Okay. It's going to start. There we go. Let me turn my audio on. There we go. Now that you can hear it, it started up and it's at 3 RPS. It's evening out. Okay. So if we hit the up arrow key, it increases our throttle just like that. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to fly really quickly. So let's go ahead and pitch up using our S key. So we are flying. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn just like this. And we're going to go ahead and go around and land at, this is multiplayer island. So to increase our speed, we're going to go ahead and use the up arrow key, and we are now faster. There we go. So that is how you build a jet aircraft. Now I will show you how to land a jet aircraft in Stormworks. So another thing you can use to take off is flaps, which I forgot to do that, but I will show you how to do that after I land. Same with spoilers or speed brakes. So we're going to go ahead and decrease our throttle just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and turn around just like this, and we're going to go ahead and line up with the runway at multiplayer, of course, multiplayer base, of course. So we're going to go ahead and get lined up and get a nice approach angle. We're not landing at the airbase, by the way. This would be a really high approach. So we're going to go ahead and decrease our throttle just a little bit and get ready for landing at multiplayer. So for landing, it's basically a controlled stall. So basically you want to get to a speed where you're not stalling and you're not overspeeding. So you want to slow down as slow as possible and basically get it to, if you pitch too high up, you do lose altitude, just like this. I'm losing altitude at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and speed up a little bit. If you are losing altitude too fast, speed up a little bit by the engines. So let's go ahead and line up. Okay, right about here. We're going to decrease throttle, but not completely. So we're going to come in for a nice smooth landing, just like this. And that was not the smoothest landing, but you get the idea. Oh, let's go turn so we don't fall in there. Alright, there we go. That's how you actually land and take off an aircraft in Stormworks. Don't take off instantly. So what you do is you just come out here, you taxi down the taxiway, turn down the runway strip, and then you can full throttle it. But you're going to want to go ahead and take off slowly. So that's the concept of flying in Stormworks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use flaps as well as speed brakes. So we're going to have 2 throttle levers, and we're just going to place it down in right here. This will be flaps. Okay, this will have 50% sensitivity roughly, and then here is speed brakes. Okay, oh, that's spelled wrong. There we go. Alright, so you can do 2 methods. For this method, we're going to simply use control surfaces. Oh, not constant. Okay, so this is it. We're going to go ahead and simply place it right here. So it must have the positive arrow facing down for the flaps. Now, for the speed brakes, you could place them inside your wings, suggestedly on the top, and you're going to go ahead and make the positive arrow face up like this. So we're going to go ahead and move the logic right here really quickly, just to right here. That works. Same with over here. Let's go ahead and move it out of the way. Okay, just like this. And there we go. Okay, this is speed brakes. This is usually placed along the back of the wing to about 2/3 the way out. I would say, I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what I do and it seems to work. So we're going to go ahead and connect this to speed brakes, just like that, and then flaps we will connect to this throttle. So we'll just connect it to right here, all the way across, and there we go. Okay, let's spawn it in. Okay, I'm going to turn infinite electricity on because I forgot to give it power, but that's alright. So let's go ahead and start the engine. So let's put it to 2 RPS. There we go. So this starts at 0.51 RPS, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and gas it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn your flaps all the way up. So most planes in real life don't go above 0.4 for their flaps, or 40%. So flaps in this game do help you take off quicker, and slower, I should say. And there we go. See how much slower we went on that takeoff because of flaps. Now, speed brakes are meant for on the runway. So basically, as soon as you land, you're going to want to deploy these, and it slows you down at a rate which doesn't destroy your landing gear. Well, it doesn't make you collapse, I should say. So that is going to be it for the tutorial. So I want to thank you guys all so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. But don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, which is tutorials, building, and build challenges. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So bye for now.